So with that, the great Cory Williams, please take it away, bud.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey guys. So yeah, open for questions. Stop me at any time. However, one of the things that I think is a critical piece to being an incredible real estate professional is understanding how to price a listing. So today we're going to talk about how to price a home. And I'm going to show you just the way that I do it. Jared used the phrase free form. That's a good way to put it. You look at the way Travis probably does this, it's going to be a little bit differently. I make columns on usually a scrap piece of paper. I've upgraded to an iPad where I can keep everything all in one place, and I don't drive my wife crazy with having scrap pieces of paper everywhere. So, but the premise is the same, and I'm going to walk you through how I would price a property. So, as a courtesy, does anybody have a property, a listing coming up or anything like that they would like to use as an example? I've got one, but no, you got anything?
What was the address of the listing that Cooper wanted to flip? You remember that one? I would love to get Cory's thoughts on that.
That's a good idea. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta find the chat.
Actually, no, this one might be a little weird because it needs to flip. Cory, please take yours away. We'll ask you maybe as a follow-up, maybe you'll do us a courtesy of maybe looking at an ARV example too. But if you want to do more of a normal one first to start, that'd be awesome.
We can always do it that way. You just look at what the market's looking for. And so it's easy to detect that. Now, I will say that back in 2020, 2021, 2022, we had the ability to have lots more data. Right now, we kind of have to push, pull, and drag to find the data. To get the amount of comps that we actually need here. So I'll kind of guide you guys through an ideal situation, and then I will kind of guide you through, hey, here's what we got to work with, and here's why I'm not willing to go outside of these parameters. So when I think about how I'm going to price a home, I have one thing in mind: an appraiser. Because we know that most deals are financed and most deals are going to have an appraiser. And so we need to keep that in mind as we're pricing a home, because we can sell it for X amount of dollars. The reality is we also need to substantiate that to an appraiser. So I'll go ahead and use a listing that I've got coming up. Obviously, you can't really price a home without seeing the inside of it. Now, we could give a range or something like that, but we need to be able to have some idea of the condition, the finishes, things like what it smells like are important. The little details and intricacies of whether things are finished or not. So you could have someone send you pictures. Ideally, you walk the home and actually get to see it. So first place I'm going to go is county records, because I really want to make sure that I've got the proper square footage, bedroom, bathroom, and there's some other information in here that is important that I want to point out as well. So in this case, the address is 10088 Elizabeth Street in Thornton. Now, there's some other factors with this house that I'm going to discuss as well that are certainly going to affect the value. So one thing, let's just say that you're not able to get in the house, that you're not able to get pictures or something of that nature. I'm going to show you a little workaround so at least you can have some idea of the home that you're dealing with and not go in completely blind. So we go in here, we find the address. This is in fact the property. So I will, Noah, question?
You're still on the MLS page that
Good
you're
job.
sharing.
Share this tab instead. Thank you.
While Corey's doing that, just something to echo. Corey, I totally agree with what you said, approaching this as an appraisal methodology because financing is extremely important. That is like one of the best ways that you can do this thing. So, Corey, I really appreciate the said that. I think that was a great comment.
Now, is an appraiser going to do it the way I do it? There's so many different methods and things of that nature, but I want to have my ducks in a row when it comes to that appraiser asking me, why did you price it this way? Yeah, so I'm going to show you. An appraiser actually taught me this method. So that's why I use it and why I reference it that way. And I also position it with my clients too. I predispose them to the thought process of I'm thinking like an appraiser because we're going to have an appraiser. Then if they have some kind of concerns with the pricing, here's why I did this. And, we can kind of pawn it off on, well, we need it to appraise, don't we? So there's some different factors here, but especially in this market, we need to get that right. So can everybody see the beds, bathrooms here, previous sale price, etc.? Thanks, Noah. So square footage is all here, beds. I go down through here and I look at you can look at some different things. The assessment really doesn't matter. Characteristics. Now, this is where this above ground, total, finished, first floor. This one is kind of one of those multi-level houses. It's a bi-level home. And so it's all kind of finished and it's all considered above ground. However, this is where you would see the delineation of a basement and what's finished and what's not. Sometimes there can be discrepancies and things were finished without permit, so there's no record of it. So all of those things are going to factor in. However, you kind of get to see here. So I'm taking notes right now and I'm going, okay, I put the address. I've got my columns here and I'll walk you through each column. So the first column is the address and this is the subject property, right? Beds and bath, 4 bed, 1 bath. Now, it says 1 full bath. This actually has 2 bathrooms. So I'm going to update that because I know that it does. And then we've got the square footage, 2199, which is the total square footage, and it's all finished. So aside from a utility room, that is true. And then I go down here and I just look at the range right here in the real AVM and I go, okay, this computer algorithm is saying that it's worth somewhere between 477 and 551, and they're saying 514. Okay, well, we're going to find out, okay, if that's actually true and if the current market supports that. Now, I talked earlier, oh, well, I can't see the house. I don't know anything about the home. Right here is the old MLS listing ID. Hey, what do you know? I'm the one who sold it to him. So I can click on this and it will bring me to the old listing of the home. So when he bought it. So if I'm having a conversation with somebody and I can't actually see it and they want a ballpark figure, again, we're flirting with fire here, but sometimes we have to play the hand we're dealt. Then we can go to this old listing and we can just say, hey, what have you done to the home since you've lived in it? What have you done? Which we want to know that anyway. We want to formalize that. However, for these purposes, he might say, oh, I just updated the basement, because he did. I added new carpet and I put new tile in the bathroom, and we put new tile in the bathroom upstairs, and that's about it. Okay, good to know. That's helpful for me. But then I can actually go through here and thumb through and look at these pictures and say, okay, you didn't touch the kitchen, so I know that's going to be the same. In this particular case, this guy actually took the island out, which probably wasn't the smartest move, but he did. And there's some new appliances in here, newer appliances. And so I can just get an idea for what this place looks like. Okay. And at least give me some information. At that time, that bathroom was updated. Okay, he's got a little pad out back. Nothing really as far as the deck goes. So just making some general observations. Okay. Now, I've got the square footage. I've got the beds and baths. So now I'm ready to start searching for, comparable properties.